Humans wanted to seize unknown forces, so a guardian appears who did not allow them, while a girl from the forest tries to resolve the confrontation, but things get out of control. So let me tell you, Mavka, the forest song. This movie begins with explanation that a long time ago, there was a magical forest, which housed the source of life, which was protected by a guardian. But one day a man came, who asked for a little energy to save his daughter, who was about to go to the afterlife, so the guardian trusted him, and gave him a small part to save his daughter. However, the man soon returned with a large army, which wanted to seize the source, so a confrontation arose where no one won, since the humans were shot down, and the guardian was left very weak. So, the guardian raised a new law, where men will not be able to enter this forest anymore. Time passes, we meet a girl, named Mavka, who wakes up in a forest, and we notice that nature flourishes around her. So together with a friend they happily walk in the forest, where we see that there are different creatures of different styles living there. On the other hand, we see a nearby town, which is a great festivity, while they see a strange truck arrive. At the same time, a boy named Lucas is told that his uncle is not feeling very well, so he goes home, while a woman named Kalina gets out of the truck, who is happy to see the people, who she tells them that she is the daughter of the man who wanted to seize power in the forest. So, she tells them that thanks to the evil guardian she was left alone in an orphanage, while she tries to hire them to finish the mission that her father started, so they all refuse, since it would be very dangerous. On the other hand, we see that Mavka frees a feline and even heals it with her powers. At the same time, they warn her that the guardian is calling them. Returning to Lucas, they tell him that his uncle needs some medicines, so he breaks his piggy bank to go buy them. But since they cost a lot, he goes to see those who offer good work, so Kalina tells him that he has to go to the forest for a strange leaf. Returning with Mavka, they arrive with the guardian who is already very old, while Mavka tells him that she found traps on the edge of the forest, so the guardian disappears her, while they notice that she is already very weak. Then, the guardian tells them that at night the spirits will choose the new guardian, since he has little energy left, while we notice that Mavka does not have very good companions, since they keep telling her things. Later, we see that Lucas along with two others enter the forest, where one wants to marry a beast, but Lucas does not allow it, while the others realize their presence, so they leave Lucas alone to continue with the mission. Then, the beasts are running away, so Mavka gets on one of them and saves her from a fall, so they explain to her that they saw humans, so she goes looking for him, and sees Lucas playing his flute, while she notices that music activates something in her. Later, he accidentally surprises him and he becomes unconscious. So they take him away, where he wakes up and they meet, for which they introduce themselves, and he tells them that he only went for a leaf to help his uncle, while Mavka realizes that men are not as evil as the legends describe them. On the other hand, we see that the other two run into the other girls, so it seems that they are in trouble. Returning to Mavka, knowing that Lucas saved the creature, he decides to help him with the blade he is looking for to save his uncle from her, while a creature tries to stop it, as it believes it is dangerous, although Mavka convinces him. Meanwhile, the other girls show their true identity and go against them, so they try to escape from them. At the same time, Mavka shows him her place, and Lucas is amazed at the nature there. At that moment, the creature, called Lesh, hides Lucas, since the guardian is approaching, so Lucas disguises himself as one of them, and the guardian seems to be playing tricks, since they tell him that he comes from far away to witness the changing of the guardian. Shortly after, we see that the villains return with Kalina, so she finds out that the boys stayed in the forest. At the same time, we see that Kalina gets out of control, and uses a terrible one to rejuvenate herself. But it runs out, so we find out what does the sheet want to do more. A while passes, we see that the creatures meet in the forest, where the guardian introduces the elements that surround them, who are the spirits, so he asks them to choose the new guard, so they begin to evaluate them all, and they soon choose Mavka. So, she looks insecure, but the guardian tells her that they are wise and never make mistakes, so she is the best to do it. At that moment, the spirits lift her up, and give her the powers she needs to protect the forest. So leave everyone impressed. Then, the previous guardian tells him that he will have to protect the forest at all costs. Well, some are excited, but some others are not seen so much, which seems to be suspicious of Lucas in disguise. So they show everyone that Mavka has actually brought a human to the holy temple. Mavka then creates a diversion for him to escape, while the former guardian asks Lesh for an explanation. While Lucas tries to escape from the creatures, so a chase arises, where the boy goes through several things, so he is about to fall, but Mavka saves him, gives him a transport and also a medicine to cure his uncle. Then, when that was chasing him arrives and realizes that Mavka let him escape, so he tells her that more humans will come and they will all be lost, while Mavka only sees that Lucas's flute was damaged and repairs it for him. On the other hand, Kalina sees that Lucas did go out, but he went home, so she sends someone to watch him, who sees that he gives the medicine to his uncle, who feels better with it. At the same time, a rooster tries to scare away the spy. At that moment, a hammer is about to fall on the pet, but it turns out that the guy saves it without a problem, since now he is much healthier, and they decide to leave the house happy, while the evil spy manages to enter and take the blade, although he does not leave clean, and the rooster directs him. While we see that Mavka seems to miss Lucas a lot and can't stop thinking about him. Later, the spy brings the blade to Kalina, which she is excited about, but she knows she will need more from it, so she plans to find a way to do it. The next day, we see that Mavka comes out of the forest and spies on the humans, while trying to find Lucas, so she disguises herself as a human so they don't know her, so she manages to find him, and he tells her that his uncle is better than ever. So, she gives him her repaired flute, and tells him that she would like him to play, even one more time before she returns, so he invites her to the local market, where we see that the spy is following them and keeping them informed to her boss. Well, the lovebirds have fun dancing among the people, so she is impressed. Then, before she leaves her, he plays her a song on her flute, causing energy to activate in her, while one comments that he is a demonic being from the forest. Then, Kalina's henchmen capture her and Lucas as well, so Kalina wants to finish her off, but with her magic and the help of a few others, including the previous guard, she seems to be able to escape. Then, Kalina takes the opportunity to convince the others that they are a great danger, and wants them to go against them, while they explain to Mavka that she should not trust humans. Later, they ask Lucas to write a map where the leaves are, while they show him that he has his beloved, so he has no choice and he does, but he realizes that it was not really Mavka, while he sees that they lock him in a room that will soon be flooded. On the other hand, the previous guardian tells Mavka the story of that human who asked for hope for his daughter, and how he returned with more people to take everything, so he confesses that he invoked forces from the underworld, which filled him of rage to be able to protect the forest, but that was unleashed so much that it devastated everything around it, including innocent villages. At the same time, Kalina prepares herself with a large machine, which will open the forest by force, while the humans follow it. At that moment, we see that the creatures are nearby waiting for the confrontation, while Mavka thinks she knows how to stop what is to come. Then, he uses his energy and it seems that he starts to stop the machine, but before destroying it, he tells Kalina that they can all live together and even support each other, since he knows that she was saved by a bit of the energy of the forest, although the evil she tells him that she is not really the man's daughter, but the wife, who has been kept young thanks to that energy, but now needs more. In addition, she lies telling them that Lucas actually betrayed her, since she paid him to make the map to get there, so Mavka is disappointed and begins to lose strength. At that moment, Kalina takes advantage and keeps going with her machine, while leaving Mavka lying. Because of this, they confront humans, while Lucas's pet lets some creatures know about the situation of his master, so they go to the house of the evil ones, and try to help him. Returning to the forest, it seems that the situation is very even, and it is known who will win. Returning with Lucas, he is saved by the creatures, and they explain the situation to him. While Mavka, seeing what is happening, tries to help him, but it seems that his energy is decreasing, so to save his people, he summons the demonic being of the underworld, who gives him a flame with which he will acquire great power, but he will fill with fury. So, she does it and transforms into a very different one, which starts knocking down everything in its path, including forest creatures, so Lucas realizing this wants to calm her down, so he gets as close to her as he can, but doesn't seem to hear it. Then, she plays her flute, with which it seems that she activates her positive energy in her, so the others, seeing this, also sing along with Lucas, so Mavka begins to become aware and tries to get rid of the evil power she had, for what makes it, but seems to lose it. While we see that the demonic being has her in the underworld and tells her that by repenting she will stay there forever, although she charges energy and manages to escape from there to return to her lover, so they are happy to be together. At the same time, we see humans and forest creatures make amends for the good of all. In a scene at the end, we see the Kalina in the middle of the confusion, reach the lake of life, where she is happy that it is all for her, but things do not turn out as expected. And if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to continue receiving videos like this. Have a great day.